Madam Chair, thank you very much, and I do want to salute you for your extraordinary leadership on matters of human rights and development and civil rights and civil liberties, and especially press freedom. So thank you for convening us today. It's a pleasure to be with Mr. Smith and all of our colleagues who've come together, and welcome to today's witnesses. At a time of sharp partisan division in our country, it's my hope that in coming together in this hearing, we can agree across party lines that America should be leading the demand to end the escalating religious persecution that we see all over the world today of people because of their religious faith, their identity, and their beliefs. The defense of religious freedom and pluralism is fundamental to who we are as Americans. Our founders broke from centuries of religious warfare, the wars between the Catholics and the Protestants in Europe, and theocratic oppression, the Holy Crusades, the Inquisition, the witchcraft trials in the colonies, in order to create a constitution and a republic that would make it safe for people to freely practice any religious faith they wanted or none at all. But today, dozens of governments around the world, some of which are American allies that receive our aid, are harassing, persecuting, incarcerating, and executing people because of their religious faith, their religious identity, and their religious beliefs. No one and no group is safe from the rising new wave of religious intolerance, fanaticism, and oppression taking place across the world. In China, millions of Uyghur Muslims have been forced into ideological re-education camps. In Burma, violent oppression of Rohingya Muslims by the Buddhist military has turned nearly genocidal. 1 million Rohingya Muslims were forced to flee their homes to refugee camps in Bangladesh and faced ethnic cleansing, mass killings, gang rape, and torture. India recently passed a citizenship act that has human rights groups deeply anxious that it will leave Muslims living in India without a state and lead to broader scapegoating, violence, and persecution. Russia's accelerating crackdown on Jehovah's Witnesses as an extremist group ended in total prohibition on practice of their faith in Russia, the seizure of church property, and the jailing of adherents. Pakistan is one of the worst offenders today. Under their blasphemy laws, at least 40 people are currently sentenced to death or serving life sentences. Ahmadi Muslims in Pakistan are prohibited from obtaining state identification without renouncing their religious convictions. Forced conversions of non-Muslims are not uncommon in Pakistan, despite the passage of contravening laws. This is a misery for the people who are affected by it. Bonya Ahmed, who was to testify today but fell ill, seriously ill, and could not attend, survived an assassination attempt in Bangladesh, in which her husband, Avijit Roy, was targeted and killed by machete-wielding thugs for his secularist writings, while Bangladeshi police stood by and did nothing to stop them. Asia Bibi, a poor Catholic farmer in Pakistan, who the world rallied behind when she was sentenced to death by hanging for blasphemy, defended Christianity in argument with her neighbors and was persecuted ever since. She was jailed for more than 8 years and was only released after an intense global pressure campaign when she fled to Canada. Miriam Ibrahim was a Sudanese Christian who was jailed for alleged apostasy because although she'd been a Christian all her life, government officials demanded that she should have followed her absent father's religion. Instead, she was held in jail with her 20-month-old son and forced to give birth to her daughter while her legs were shackled to the floor. The Christian governor of Jakarta, Indonesia, known as Ahok, was jailed for 2 years on blasphemy charges for allegedly insulting the Quran during his re-election campaign, and so on. According to the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom, more than 24 countries are now designated countries of particular concern because of their theocratic laws, religious discrimination, violence, and intolerance. And as a group, these countries are equal opportunity violators. They persecute Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Jews, atheists, agnostics, secularists, and other religious dissenters under the so-called heresy, blasphemy, apostasy, witchcraft, and sorcery laws. The touchstone is religious or intellectual departure from a governing state orthodoxy. Alleged thought crimes in these societies can result in seizure of property, mob violence, indefinite imprisonment, and in many cases death, either by direct governmental action or passive complicity with mobs and vigilantes who take the law into their own hands. The fight for freedom of religion around the world today is part of the struggle to defend democracy in countries ruled by autocrats, tyrants, despots, and old-fashioned theocrats. America must reassert its leadership as the world's first constitutional democracy to defend the freedoms of speech, expression, and religion against official persecution anywhere and everywhere that people's rights are threatened. And with that, I'm happy to yield back, Madam Chair, and I look very much look forward to hearing the testimony of our witnesses.